Are you thinking about escaping the chaos of city life for something quieter and more peaceful, but still connected? Whether you're upsizing to a new home with land or downsizing into something more manageable, Columbia, Connecticut offers a rare blend of New England charm, lakeside living, and small town community. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what life in Columbia is like, real estate, cost of living, schools, and whether this town is a smart move for you. So let's take a look. My name is Jason Boyce. I'm a local real estate agent here in Central and Eastern Connecticut, and I have passions for fitness, real estate, and family life with my wife Jasmine and our dog Holly. On this channel, we're going to cover everything you need to know about upsizing or downsizing in the state of Connecticut. Thank you for tuning in. All right, let's start with where's Columbia located. So Columbia is in the southern portion of Tolland County. It's about 25 minutes from Hartford. Columbia it's a very rural town. There's only about 5,000 residents that live in town. It is bordered by Hebron, Lebanon, Willimantic, and Andover. It's mostly residential. There are only a few local businesses, two of my favorite of which being that I frequent, Columbia CrossFit for fitness, and Crossroads PT, which is right there. Fantastic physical therapy place if you happen to injure yourself. But there are no major shopping malls. Residents who live in Columbia that are going for shopping malls, they're going to be going to either Glastonbury, Manchester, or for other shopping, Willimantic. Now let's discuss my favorite topic, real estate. So currently in May of 2025, median sale price in Columbia is $401,000, which is on par with about the same as the state median sale price in general. So Columbia is moderately priced when it comes to most real estate. As you can see in this chart, we generally have seen throughout the state, in almost every town in the state, prices increasing by anywhere from 4 to 10% per year over the last 3 years. Columbia, you actually see a big spike by 20% last year and then a decrease this past year. One thing to keep in mind in Columbia, as you see here, not a lot of houses sell. Only about 60 houses per year have been selling in Columbia, so there's not a lot of transactions because it's a smaller town. So you can get one or two or a few houses around the lake that sell for a couple million that can have a significant swing on average or median price. Just something to keep in mind. Currently, houses are selling for exactly at list price, and median days on market right now is at 11 days on market. So houses are selling pretty quickly in Columbia. Now, inventory is generally going to include ranches, capes. You'll definitely see quite a few raised ranches also. You will see some colonials and farmhouses on 2+ acres, great for people looking to upsize that want more land. And then you also see lakefront properties on Columbia Lake. Now, I will say those are premium pricing starting at around $700,000 and going up from there. Most houses are on wooded lots, long driveways. There's a lot of privacy. Downsizing buyers might have a bit of an issue. You can find smaller homes. You're looking at maybe a ranch or a small cape with a first floor bedroom. But if you're looking for a 55 and over community or a condo, you're probably going to have better luck looking in some of the surrounding towns like Hebron or Marlborough, or Glastonbury is going to have even a larger selection. Now, let's talk about outdoor living and Columbia Lake. So Columbia Lake is a 281 acre lake. It's right in the center of town, and it is a huge draw in town. It is considered a private lake for residents only. It's owned and maintained by the landowners, and there is a public beach and boat launch that is accessible to town residents. Columbia Lake is an awesome place for boating, kayaking, and swimming in the summer. Real estate around the lake is limited, but it is also highly desirable, and prices start around $700 and go up from there. There are a lot of over $1 million properties around the lake. As far as other recreation, there's also Mono Pond State Park and Reserve. Great place to go if you like hiking. There are walking trails. People like to go for birding, fishing. There are town maintained trails, nice recreation area. If you like walking your dog, outdoor, peaceful nature, that type of stuff. A lot of people enjoy there. One thing to note with Columbia, there's no big nightlife. So there is tons of peace and beauty all around. If you're looking for nightlife though, you might be looking at some of these surrounding towns. Now let's talk about cost of living and taxes. So the mill rate is just under 30 mills, and assessed values in Columbia are on the lower side. So I will say, out of the surrounding towns, Columbia is known for having very low taxes. So that is a benefit that a lot of people enjoy. Cost of living is very reasonable for the state of Connecticut. There are generally lower housing costs. We looked at, it's about the same as the state on the whole, so lower housing costs than some of the surrounding towns. Do note groceries, essentials, they generally require a 10-15 minute drive. So Columbia is a town that is really ideal for people who work remotely or don't mind a car-centric lifestyle, having to drive for a lot of your essentials. Let's talk a little bit about commuting and accessibility. You're about 25 minutes to Hartford, so if you care about access to major medical, healthcare, that type of stuff, major Trauma One Medical Center in Hartford, you're about 25 minutes away, or anything else you need in Hartford. If you want shopping malls, plazas, all that type of stuff, you got Buckland Mall, Evergreen Walk, all in the Manchester, South Windsor area. You're about 35 minutes from there, and you're about 15 minutes to Yukon and Stores. There is also Wyndham Hospital, which is only 10 minutes away. Also a very good hospital, not as well known as a Trauma One center like Hartford, but easy access and a very good hospital for something close by. There is no public transportation, so a car is definitely necessary. And major routes are going to be Route 66, Route 6, and then it's a short drive to I-384. Columbia, really, it's best for remote workers, retirees who want peace and quiet, and families that don't mind driving for work, school, and that type of stuff. So let's talk a little bit more about lifestyle and the community vibe. Columbia is known for a small town but quiet, tight-knit community. They do have a lot of town events. They have summer concerts, they have library programs, they have farmers markets, a lot of those small town community events. The town government is active, but it's very low key, and they're known to be very budget conscious, something that a lot of people that live there do enjoy. You're not going to find a Starbucks or any big box stores anywhere in Columbia. This is more of a bring your own coffee and enjoy the view type atmosphere. It is a great place for people that want a slower, peaceful pace of life. Columbia, hands down, fantastic place if that's what you're looking for. Now, let's talk about schools and education. So being a smaller town, Columbia is kind of unique when it comes to schools. K through 8 goes to H.W. Porter. On top of that, though, if you live in Columbia, you have choice where you go to high school. You can choose between RAM, Bolton High School, E.O. Smith in Mansfield or Stores, and Wyndham Technical High. Now, the school district is well rated, especially for the small district size. And that's one of the things a lot of families love about Columbia. Now, H.W. Porter has a student body of about 475 students and a student to teacher ratio of about 11:1. I'll provide a link to the town school website below for anyone that wants additional info. Is Columbia right for you? Well, it is if you're upsizing and want more space, privacy, or a lake view. Columbia could be a good option. If you're downsizing and want independence and natural beauty, also could be a good option. We just got to find you the right ranch or something with a first floor suite property. Totally doable. If you value peace, nature, and you don't mind driving 10-15 minutes for any of your essentials, great option for you. Columbia is not going to be a good fit for people who want walkability, entertainment, or nightlife. Not going to find that in Columbia. You're going to have to drive to find that. If you need public transportation, and if you're looking for condo living, that's going to be very limited in Columbia. If Columbia feels like your type of place, I'd love to help you make that happen. Whether you're selling your current home or you're downsizing into something easier to manage, I do specialize in dual transactions. It's something we do a ton, and it's something you gotta be really careful with because there are a lot of moving parts when buying and selling at the same time and a lot of different options on it. If that's something you're thinking about doing, you wanna check out my video on buying and selling at the same time and the options available to you. That'll be down below. Definitely check that out. Also, if you live in town and I'm missing something, drop a comment below. Love hearing from people who have other opinions, and there might be tons of stuff that I could have missed. And you can always check out my website for more info about Columbia. Now, you know the drill. Like, subscribe for more stuff about living in Connecticut, and share this with anyone who's thinking about Columbia who might find this helpful. Thank you for watching.